Hello and welcome back. In the previous video, we explained the Journal Voucher in Maxis, including how to create a manual accounting entry, post it, review the journal, and use the toolbar options. In this video, we will explain the Receipt Voucher. The Receipt Voucher is used to record and verify payments received from a client, agent, or any other account. In Maxis, the Receipt Voucher does not only record the money received, it can also be allocated to invoices, so the system knows exactly which invoice was paid, partially paid, or fully paid. To access the Receipt Voucher page, from the System dashboard, open the Vouchers section, then choose Receipt Voucher from the left-hand side menu. When clicking on New, a new Receipt Voucher will open using today's date by default. You can change the date based on the actual receipt date. You can also enter the voucher number as a reference, assign the segment and department if needed, select the account in the Received From field, and add any related notes. Now let us enter the receipt voucher information. The voucher is divided into three main sections: the debit side, the credit side, and the payment allocation section. We start with the debit side. The debit side represents where the money was received. In this example, we received the payment in the bank account. So we click the green plus button in the debit side section. Then we select the bank account. In the description field, we can write a clear note such as payment for invoice 126. We can also enter the file number so the payment can be tracked back to the related reservation file. Then we enter the amount received. In this example, the total amount received is 6,500 Jordanian dinars. After that, click Save. Now we move to the credit side. The credit side represents the account that paid us. In this example, the client is Global Travel. So we click the green plus button in the credit side section and select Global Travel. In the description, we can write that this payment is related to the invoices and the related file number. Then we click on the credit amount field. The system will automatically bring the debit amount and fill the credit side with the same value. This helps the user complete the voucher faster and reduces manual entry mistakes. Then we click Save. At this stage, the receipt voucher has been created successfully. However, the payment is still not allocated yet. Allocation means telling the system which invoice or invoices this payment belongs to. Now let us go back to the reservation file. In the Invoices tab, we can see that this file has two posted invoices for the client. The first invoice has a local amount of 6,000 Jordanian dinars. The second invoice has a local amount of 500 Jordanian dinars. So the total amount due for this file is 6,500 Jordanian dinars. Now we will return to the receipt voucher and allocate the payment to these two invoices. To allocate the payment, click the Payment Allocation button from the bottom toolbar. A payment allocation window will open. This window shows the unpaid invoices and credit notes posted to accounting for the selected account, which is Global Travel in our case. So the system displays the posted invoices for Global Travel that still need to be allocated. In this window, we can see important details such as transaction date, due days, transaction number, transaction name, file number, total invoice amount, currency, total invoice in local currency, total paid, and remaining balance. Because this payment is related to a specific file, we can use the file number field to filter the results. Now the system shows the two invoices for this file. We will start by allocating the first invoice. Next to the invoice line, we have two options: Receive Partial and Receive Full. If we click Receive Partial, the system will ask us to enter the amount we want to allocate. For example, if we want to allocate only part of the invoice amount, we enter the partial amount and confirm. The system will then allocate only that amount and keep the remaining balance open. But in this example, we want to allocate the full amount of the first invoice. So we click Receive Full. The system will allocate the full remaining balance of that invoice. After that, the system will allocate the amount to that invoice in the receipt voucher. However, the invoice balance will not become zero in the accounting reports or in the reservation file until the receipt voucher is posted to accounting. So at this stage, the allocation is prepared, but the financial effect is still pending. Once we post the receipt voucher, the system will update the invoice balance, and the invoice will be considered paid based on the allocated amount. The system also updates the remaining balance in the allocation window based on the allocation entered. Now we will allocate the second invoice. The second invoice has a remaining balance of 500 Jordanian dinars. Again, we can choose Receive Partial if we want to allocate only part of the amount. Or we can choose Receive Full to allocate the full remaining amount. In this example, we click Receive Full. Now the system allocates the remaining 500 Jordanian dinars to the second invoice. After allocating both invoices, the total allocated amount matches the receipt voucher amount. The remaining balance becomes zero. The system also updates the payment allocation section inside the receipt voucher. There, we can see the invoice transaction numbers, the file number, the account name, and the allocated amounts. Now, if we return to the reservation file and open the Invoices tab, we can see the received payments linked to the invoices. Since the full amount has been allocated, the amount still not received becomes zero. This gives the accounting team a clear connection between the receipt voucher, the paid invoices, and the reservation file. Now let us explain the options above the Debit and Credit sections. The first option is Filters. When enabled, the system opens the filter row, allowing the user to search inside the voucher lines quickly. This is useful when the voucher contains many records and the accountant wants to find a specific account, reference, file number, or amount. Next, we have Paging. Paging creates pagination when there are many records in the voucher. Instead of showing all lines on one long page, the system divides them into pages for easier review. Next, we have Row Sorting. When row sorting is enabled, the user can sort the voucher lines manually. For example, if there are many records, the accountant can drag and drop the rows to arrange them in the required order. Next, we have Balances. This option shows balance-related information for the selected accounts when adding them. Next, we have Foreign Balances. This option is important when working with foreign currency accounts. As explained in the Foreign Currency Accounts video, a foreign account is any account where the account currency is different from the company's local currency defined in system settings. When Foreign Balances is enabled, the system opens additional columns for foreign debit, foreign credit, and exchange rate. For example, let us create another receipt voucher where the client paid us in a foreign currency, such as US dollars. We click New and create the receipt voucher. Then we choose the bank account in that foreign currency. Once the foreign currency account is selected, the system automatically brings the exchange rate defined for that account currency in the system. When we enter the amount in the foreign debit field, the system calculates the local debit value in the same row based on the exchange rate. Then, on the credit side, we select the client account that also uses the foreign currency. The system will automatically help complete the corresponding credit amount based on the debit amount entered. After that, we can save the voucher and continue with allocation and posting normally. Next, we have Allocation. When this option is enabled, the system shows the Payment Allocation section in the receipt voucher. This section displays the invoices or vouchers linked to this receipt voucher after allocation is completed. Finally, we have Cheques. When this option is enabled, the system shows the check section inside the receipt voucher. This section allows the user to enter check information, such as check number, check date, description, and amount. the check will be linked directly to the receipt voucher. However, when using check receipt logic, the debit account should normally be changed to a check receivable account instead of a bank account. From the check section, the user can also click Open to access the check page and complete any remaining check details if needed. We will explain checks in more detail in a separate video. Now let us explain the bottom toolbar options in the receipt voucher page. The first button is New. New is used to create a new receipt voucher. Next, we have New Wizard. New Wizard opens a simplified window where the user can enter receipt voucher information quickly. On the left side of the wizard, we can enter the voucher details, such as voucher type, voucher date, debit side, credit side, the account we received the payment from, notes, and the amount received in the debit account currency. Normally, the system can fill this amount automatically based on the remaining balance of the selected credit account. On the right side, we have the check option. This is optional. If we enable Create Check, the system will create the receipt voucher with the check number, check amount, and check date entered in the wizard. Next, we have Delete. Delete is used to delete the whole receipt voucher. It is highly recommended to give this permission only to accounting managers and system administrators, because deleting vouchers can affect accounting control and audit tracking. Next, we have Save. Save is used to save the voucher general information and the voucher lines. Saving the voucher does not affect the accounting records until the voucher is posted. Next, we have Preview. Preview opens a pop-up that allows the user to choose what should appear in the voucher preview. The user can preview the debit side only, the credit side only, or both debit and credit sides. The user can also choose whether checks should appear in the voucher preview. There is also a full screen option, which opens the voucher document in a larger preview window. After reviewing the document, it can be exported in different formats, such as PDF, Excel, Word, and other available formats. Next, we have Post. Post is used to post the receipt voucher to the accounting module. After posting, the voucher will affect account balances, accounting reports, statement of account, and related financial reports. Next, we have Payment Allocation. Payment Allocation opens the allocation window, where we can link the receipt voucher to posted invoices or credit notes. As explained earlier, we can allocate a partial amount or receive the full amount against one or more invoices. Next, we have Duplicate. Duplicate creates a copy of the receipt voucher with the same general voucher information and voucher lines. However, payment allocations and checks are not duplicated. This is important because allocations and checks are linked to specific original transactions and should not be copied automatically. Next, we have Log. Log shows the activity history of the voucher. It includes actions such as issuing, saving, posting, unposting, currency changes, and other updates made to the voucher. It also shows the user and system information related to those actions. Next, we have Journal. Journal shows the accounting entries generated from the receipt voucher after posting. If the voucher is not posted yet, the journal entries will remain empty. Next, we have Convert. Convert allows the user to convert the receipt voucher into a journal voucher. To do this, click Convert. A pop-up window will appear. The user can choose whether to delete the voucher data, then click Convert. The system will convert the receipt voucher into a journal voucher using the same voucher information. However, payment allocations and checks related to the receipt voucher will not be carried to the journal voucher. Next, we have Attachments. Attachments are used to archive supporting documents related to the receipt voucher. For example, we can attach bank transfer slips, payment confirmations, receipts, emails, check scans, or any other supporting files. Finally, we have Refresh. Refresh reloads the page and updates the displayed records. To summarize, the receipt voucher is used to record payments received from clients, agents, or other accounts. The debit side records where the money was received, such as the bank, cash, or check receivable account. The credit side records the account that paid us, such as the client or agent. After creating the voucher, we use payment allocation to link the received amount to the correct invoice or invoices. The system also supports foreign currency receipt vouchers, check receipt vouchers, preview controls, voucher logs, journal review, attachments, and conversion to journal voucher when needed. This completes the explanation of the receipt voucher in Maxis. In the next video, we will continue with the next accounting topic. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.